Hey, this is Josh from Streamline Retail in Houston, Texas. But today we are in Mason, Michigan at Sweetlees Boutique. This place is beautiful. And I'm here with Corey.
Hello.
Hi. And Corey is the founder of this amazing boutique. And so what I want to do today is have Corey share her story. And hopefully, if you're interested in starting a boutique, or if you're maybe making a few changes, that using her story and some of the things that she learned might be able to help you. So Corey, how did you come up with this idea, and what's gotten you to this point?
I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. My best friend and I in kindergarten sold friendship bracelets on the bus to our friends for a quarter.
I love
No
it.
one had a quarter, so we ended up giving them. But I've always had that spirit of wanting to make more money. Even when I worked in a corporate office and I was a teacher for a few years, I always had a side business where I was crafting or trying to make more money. So I decided to make a change in my career, and I thought it was a good moment just to kind of dive right into the boutique world. So I started with 2 packs of sweaters. I posted them on Facebook and sold them to my girlfriends and reinvested every penny back in.
Wow. And so what took you from a Facebook group selling to your friends to now having an online store and a brick and mortar location? Obviously that's kind of a big leap.
Yeah.
So it took you from that to where you are now.
Yeah. I started with a very primitive, first on Facebook, and then I built a very primitive website that was super basic. I upgraded to Shopify a few months later. And then that first holiday season was very overwhelming. I had boxes covering my entryway and taking over just about every room in my house. So I was pregnant with our third baby, and I wanted to move into a warehouse just to house my inventory. And I thought if local people wanted to try stuff on, they could. And I was being bombarded with messages and email requests and people wanting to come try stuff on. So I set store hours at an office space where I housed my inventory, and we were busy. I hired a couple employees, and it was busy. So then I decided I wanted to try to move downtown into our cute little town square, and it was perfect timing. Awesome. I found the space a month before my lease was up at the old location. So
obviously I'm going to put some footage. I want to show you around the store. The space is gorgeous. I mean, obviously, like, we're saying this like it was probably this really easy story, it's just immediately put stuff online and you sold it. And then you now are in this beautiful location and everything's thriving. But I think we know that there's a lot more challenges along the way. What would you say was like maybe one of the biggest challenges from growing from that Facebook group to where you are now? Like, what's one of the biggest challenges that you faced in that? And if someone was starting their own boutique, or maybe in the middle of this challenge themselves, what would you advise to them?
I think it's easy to look, like you said, and always think that the grass is greener on the other side, to see these big boutiques and wish, I wish I had that, and how, they're so lucky that they were able to get to that point. But I think that the key is to grow slow. I wanted to carry denim for over a year, and I finally just started carrying it this spring, really. So, cool. Investments that take a lot of money, I took my time to get there.
Share a little bit about, like, what am I doing here? What's the, what are we doing today? And what are some of the changes that you're making right now in the business?
Right now, I knew that I've just been buying things kind of spur of the moment. Like we had a good sales weekend. We sold out of a lot of things. So on Monday morning, I was ordering as much as I could to get in. So now I'm hoping I'm upgrading to a Lightspeed, to a better point of sale system, so I can have those exact figures and numbers to help me better with inventory planning. That's number one on my priority list right now.
Yeah. So what we're doing, just like she said, if you're using Shopify POS, it's a beautiful tool. It's really easy to use. But there's a lot of areas where it's lacking, and there definitely are some apps that if you're using Shopify POS and maybe you're not quite ready to make the plunge, there are some apps that enable you to start tracking your cost and do some of those things. So don't think that you have to switch POS systems, but you're going to hit a point when you do need to transition to a more reliable POS system, from the sense of the tracking data that you're able to get. So we're talking about cost. That's kind of the most basic level. We're able to track our purchase orders, but most importantly, we're able to start tracking things like our sell-through. What's our inventory turn? How often are things coming into our store and leaving it and then being replaced again? A lot of this information is super important, and that's kind of the biggest reason you make this transition to something else. What do you think is next? Now that we're going to have this better data and we're going to continue to grow online, we're going to continue to grow in store, What do you think is next for Sweetlees?
I'm hoping to have, obviously the inventory planning piece, so I'll be able to buy maybe a month in advance instead of as soon as I get it in, I'm putting it on the floor. I would also, our space isn't very big here, so I would like to have a warehouse where I can keep, maybe my office is there, we can do photo shoots there. I keep all the extra inventory, and this is just the pretty brick and mortar, the face of the business.
That's great. So if you're out there and you were starting a boutique, and so you're starting back at square one again, if you had one piece of advice for someone who, they just Googled starting a boutique and they somehow found this video, what would you say to them?
That's a tough question. I think
right?
Being authentic definitely is number one. I'm not out to please everybody, but I do have a very loyal group of customers that appreciate me and the clothes that I offer. So I started buying pieces of clothing that I like to fit my body. As a mother, I had, recently had my second child. My body's not the same, so I don't want to wear junior's clothing, but I am not an old lady. I want to look cute and trendy. So, find pieces that you enjoy, and you need to tell other people why they need them too. That's been huge. Like this dress. This is, super comfy. I can travel in it, but I think I look cute too. So.
Great. And if you like this dress, where can they go and get a dress, either this one or one like it? Where can they go get it?
Yes, sweetleesboutique.com. We also have a Facebook page, Sweetlees Boutique, and our Sweetlees Boutique Insiders group on Facebook and on Instagram. So.
Where can they find you on Instagram?
At Sweetlees Boutique.
Perfect, and that will be listed right here. So awesome. Well, thank you for watching. I do encourage you, click subscribe. We'll be talking about retail and what retailers can do to grow their businesses. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.